King Harold will put fire into the bellies of his warriors. King Harold will need to give a speech to the army. Let us hear what he has to say to his troops.
Remember the stories of Alfred, told by your fathers. This land has a spirit that could not be subdued by the Danes, was not broken by Hardrada, and will not be humbled by this cutthroat William the Bastard. You are gathered here today from all over our land. You fight today for your families and your homes, but most of all for your freedom. The man you face today is a cruel and vicious warlord. He will strip us of everything we live for, burn our houses, slaughter our livestock, rape our women, and murder our children. We stand between him and his evil ambition. We stand together. Our shield wall will never break. Men of England, stand with me until victory is ours!
Make some noise for the King of England! Let's listen to what he has to say.
You have traveled with me on a great voyage to fight on a distant shore. You have done so in the noble tradition of our Viking ancestors. This fight was not of our making, nor was it born from the desire for naked conquest. This land was rightfully granted to me by King Edward of England, a wise and gentle king. We are here to claim what is rightfully ours. The Pope knows this and gives us his holy blessing. The rest of Europe knows this and lends its support. The richest land in Northern Europe is before you. Fight to make it a Norman kingdom for your children and your grandchildren. Fight and take what is yours by right. Fight and be victorious!
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you William, Duke of Normandy! Tell William how you want to greet him, with cheers or with boos, it makes no matter, but make some noise for William of Normandy! Comes crossing blades with the English warrior. Who are you going to cheer for, Saxon or Norman? Well, honours are even, but wait, what's this? More Saxons have come out. This is not one-on-one. Taliffer's been wounded. There's 6 or 7 on 1 here. This is not honourable. Taliffer has been unhorsed. Ladies and gentlemen, Taliffer is down. First blood to Saxon England.
So, this is the mighty English army? Is this all that the whole kingdom could muster? I felt sure they would outnumber us 2 to 1. Our first attack will sweep them aside.
Do not underestimate them, my brother. They fight for their homes, their lands, their families. They will fight well, and we are still slightly outnumbered. But you are right, not by as many as I'd expected. God is truly on our side. Their ranks have been thinned by their battles with the Vikings in the north, and it seems that we have also spent the last 2 weeks profitably.
And so, my lord,
by laying waste to the land hereabouts with fire and sword, and giving our soldiers the pleasure of plunder and pillage for 2 weeks, we have forced Harold's hand. We destroyed, what, 20 villages? As for towns, we burned Pevensey, Bexhill, Elsham, Hastings, and have slaughtered his people by the 100. He could not allow his subjects to endure such terror any longer. Harold has galloped south at great speed, leaving a large part of his army to follow on foot. This proves God's blessing on our endeavor. Now, let us slaughter this English army, and quickly, before they are reinforced.
So the battering ram of steel that will sweep aside any shield wall of the English. Here it comes. is approaching. Ladies and gentlemen, will the shield wall hold? I ask you. Will it hold? It stands fast, it stands implacably. Here come the Normans. 20 paces, 10 paces. The Norman left flank is in. The centre is engaged. The right flank is engaged. Battle is now general across the entire line. Now's the time to make some noise. Come on, England. Come on, Normandy. The spears are lunging. The swords are hewing. The axes are chopping. Neither side is giving ground. Pushing hard, but that English shield wall won't break. No matter what the infantry are doing, they cannot make an impression. And soon the front rank of the Normans begins to tire. Yes, indeed, they are disengaging. They are pulling back. Ladies and gentlemen, the shield wall of England has held. The Normans pull back to lick their wounds, to gather their wounded. Well, it looks as though in the centre. Yes, I can hear the horn of the cavalry blowing. The horsemen come forward in column, ready to deploy into line. The Saxon shield wall stands nervous, closing in instinctively to the centre to provide an unbroken shield wall. And face up the hill, William himself will lead his cavalry forward. He's not shy, he's not weak, he will lead from the front, he will lead personally. Can the shield wall possibly stand this mighty charge of armoured horse? Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, the might of Normandy! Horsemen try to make an impression. They lunge, they stab, they hack and they hew, but they fail to break through. The shield wall stands firm against even cavalry. But the cavalry aren't done with the shield wall yet. Again, 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 cries the Duke. Here they come, here they come. And in a second time. The ground shakes with the thundering hooves of the convoys of massed cavalry. The ring of steel upon steel as the horsemen try to make an impression, but it is in vain. They have not broken through. Ladies and gentlemen, the shield wall still stands. And the arrow storm begins. The archery, again, is merely to soften up the English line. Unprotected heads will soon get skewered. Watch to the skies, shields up, helmets down. A second assault is being prepared. This time on the Norman left flank, the forces of Brittany, the Bretons, will lead. And in line echelon behind them in the centre, the Normans themselves set off. And then on the right flank, the forces of France and Flanders. A second mighty wave of Norman infantry. Make some noise! Will the shield wall hold? Here come the Bretons, and they're in! The Norman centre is 20 paces away. 15 paces, 10 paces, spear length, and they're in! And then the right flank is engaged too, and for a second time the battle is general, sweeping up and down the line. It's a steep hill. The Normans have sweated hard to climb it, and then they begin their fight. The Bretons were the first ones in. They do look as though they are tiring. The Bretons have been fighting the longest so far. Wait a minute. The Bretons are breaking! The Bretons are running! Disaster on the Norman left flank! They try to rally halfway down the hill. This is a moment of crisis. William of Normandy senses it. He must throw in his cavalry to stem the tide, to stop the Bretons running downhill, to stop the English who have left the shield wall to pursue the Bretons. Yes, William directs the nearest horseman to make a charge, to sweep the Englishmen from the field down here, halfway down his left flank. Here comes William himself leading his troops to cut off the English that have retreated from the shield wall. Throws all of his horsemen into the battle. He's got to cut off these English forces. He could destroy a quarter of the English army, but he does so at great personal risk. Wait a minute! William is down! He has taken a risk. It could be a foolhardy one. Duke William is wounded! Duke William has been wounded! The English line has stood firm. The English cheer their victory. The Normans begin to retreat. This is a moment of crisis for the Normans. Word begins to spread through the Norman ranks. Where is the Duke? Is the Duke dead? If the Duke is dead, then their hopes lie in ashes, and they must flee back across the Channel. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Are you pleased that Duke William might be dead? The Norman infantry start to talk amongst themselves. As I say, fear is contagious. Should they retreat? Should they flee the field? Have they bitten off more than they can chew with this mighty English army? They can't do it without... William is alive! He must prove to his army that he is still alive. He must show himself.
Look at me! Look at me! See my face! I still live! Those English sons of Hans can't kill me! Their sword arms are as weak as their king. But I am strong. We are strong. And together we shall go up that hill and slay the usurper Harold. I will lead you there. I am William, Duke of Normandy, but by nightfall, I shall be William, King of England!
The hopes of Normandy are resurrected. Left flank. Taunting the English left flank. They fight, but not too hard. They must make this scene realistic if they are to feign a retreat. They cross swords, they know they're not going to break, but they don't need to. No, they've done it! The English are pursuing! Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Messenger, pass the word to my brother to hold his men back. He is not to advance. He is not to leave the shield wall. He is not to take the bait. Hurry!
Too late, your majesty. The English left under your brother have pursued the Normans down the hill, and now they are cut off.
No, you fools! Hold! Hold! By all that is holy, stop them! My brave, foolhardy brother, what have you done? This may cost us the battle, even the kingdom itself.
Yes, indeed. William, the master of trickery, has now slaughtered at least a quarter of the shield wall. Hear it for the shield wall of England! But no! Disaster! In exposing himself, the king may have been hit. William has seen this too.
An arrow! He's hit! I saw him stagger! My lord. Goodwin, son! By the grace of God, Harold has been hit! I'm sure it was him. By the blood of Christ, my archers have earned their pay today.
If King Harold was indeed struck, then the arrow was truly guided by God, your grace, and we must give thanks to him.
Yes, there will be time enough for that after we've won. Now, I saw him struck in the head, but his armor may have protected him. If he is merely wounded, we must make sure, and quickly, before nightfall is upon us. I need men to finish him off. Eustace! Take Ponthieu and Givard! Spur your horses up the hill and finish that dog, Harold! And took them for the man who brings me his head! Signal the advance. Throw every man we have into the assault. We'll finish this now!
And so William sent his horsemen to finish the job in case King Harold is only wounded. His mounted knights will cut down the personal bodyguard of King Harold, his hussars with their blue and gold shields. The standard of Wessex still flies. As long as it flies, there is still hope for England. So cheer now and cheer the brave stand of the hussars of King Harold. Will they fight off the Norman knights? It's a brave fight. One by one, his bodyguards go down, selling their lives dearly. Again, as long as the banner flies, there is hope for England. But what's this? The banner has been captured. The Saxon standard has been captured. Normandy! Does not intend to give the English any time. He sends his warriors in. Here they come. Here they come. The English banner now flies with a foreign army. This is the last chance for the Saxons. Ladies and gentlemen, put heart into the warriors and tell them to sell their lives dearly. Cheer for Saxon England. It's your last chance. As they crash home, Breton, Fleming, Frenchman and Norman alike. Englishmen begin to go down, leaving a terrible tide mark of blood and slaughter where they were. Normans eagerly seek fresh targets. As soon as one Englishman is slain, they move on to the next warrior. The horns blare, the flags and banners blow. English resistance is steadily and slowly being overcome. Is there still an Englishman left? 1, 2, but they are quickly dispatched. It seems like it is a victory for Normandy!